Xbox Game Pass is a no-brainer. For $15 a month, anyone with an Xbox or PC gets access to a vast array of video games, but finding the best Xbox Game Pass games can be a difficult task. With so much choice available, what should you play? Keep watching this video to find out what are the top 10 best Xbox Game Pass games. And in today's video, we will be taking a look at the top 10 best Xbox Game Pass games out there. But before we hop into the details, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. Number 10. Full Throttle Remastered. There's plenty to appreciate in Full Throttle Remastered, even if you didn't play the original back when it was released by LucasArts in 1995. It's a darkly humorous adventure set in a Wild West-like near future where the last cowboys or biker gangs are struggling to stay saddled before the march of encroaching technology, the hover cars. A clean new art style and remixed sound make this old classic feel refreshed, although with its questionable puzzle logic and technical issues, Full Throttle definitely still feels like a 22-year-old adventure game. The protagonist, Ben, is the John Wayne of the future, tough as it gets but always ready with a quip loaded in the chamber when that's what the moment requires. With a bunch of supporting characters, he embarks on a quest for vengeance and salvation, one in which he'll be knocked off his bike countless times, purposely light himself on fire, and throw concentrated poop, you heard that right, in other bikers' faces. Best of all, Full Throttle can be wrapped up in about 8 hours, significantly shorter than some of the other games in the genre that tend to outstay their welcome. Number 9. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. From the creators of Ori and the Blind Forest comes the sequel Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Embark on an all-new adventure in a vast and exotic world where you will encounter huge enemies and testing puzzles on the quest to discover Ori's true destiny. You get to immerse yourself in a handcrafted narrative experience with deeply emotional storytelling, beautiful environments, and a stunning new soundtrack. Master new skills to guide Ori through a journey of danger using the newly acquired spirit weapons, spells, and attacks. Utilize an all-new shard system to power up Ori's newfound abilities. Face even larger-than-life bosses and seek help from a huge cast of new characters who will help you uncover Ori's mysterious fate. Number 8. Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 launches mid-action with a breath-catchingly sensational calamity on the SSV Normandy. It looks marvelous, there's a recognizable advance up in the nature of illustrations from Xbox to PS3, and the game very quickly gives you an ideal science fiction moment. As Shepard heads back to the scaffold to protect the pilot Joker, you enter a territory where the frame has been penetrated and the Normandy is available to space. Stars sparkle hard through the vacuum, the sound drops back to Shepard's worn-out breathing, and there's no uncertainty at all. This is about you going head-to-head against the tremendousness and vacancy of space. Number 7. Batman: Arkham Knight. Batman: Arkham Knight is a 2015 action-adventure game developed by Rocksteady Studios and published by Warner Brothers. It is based on the DC Comics superhero Batman and is the successor to the 2013 video game Batman: Arkham Origins and the fourth main installment in the Batman: Arkham series. The game is in a third-person perspective with a main focus on Batman's hand-to-hand combat, stealth abilities, detective skills, and gadgets. Batman can freely move around the open world of Gotham City, interact with characters, and undertake new missions, and even unlock new areas by progressing through the main story or obtaining some new equipment. The player is able to complete side missions away from the main story to unlock additional content and collectible items. Side story missions are way too fun. Combat focuses on chaining attacks together against numerous enemies while avoiding damage, while stealth allows Batman to conceal himself around an area using gadgets and the environment to silently eliminate enemies. Arkham Knight introduces the Batmobile as a playable vehicle which is used for transportation, puzzle solving, and combat. So GTA, but with Batman. Number 6. Control. Right now, we'd like all the escapism we will get, and that's precisely what Control, the newest game from Finnish developer Remedy, of Max Payne, Alan Wake, and last Quantum Break fame, delivers, to a deliciously over-the-top degree. An immaculately conceived paranormal fantasy, it's built on several premises which are so preposterous that the writers of the X-Files would surely have rejected them. It somehow manages to feel simultaneously believable and beyond bizarre. Control's action opens with the character you control, Jesse Faden, entering the headquarters of the Federal Bureau of Control, entering a 17-year quest to seek out the shadowy agency that kidnapped her brother Dylan when she was a child. But the FBC appears to be empty, aside from Ahti, the Finnish caretaker who lets her in, apparently under the impression she is there for an interview as his assistant. Number 5. Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2, a game that's anything but mainstream with a mature story, tight narrative, political intrigue, and a surprising amount of detail in its steampunk world. Despite this, it does the simplest job of appealing to everyone. You once more combat the role of Corvo Attano, the masked assassin and protagonist of the primary game, blessed supernatural powers, but this point you'll instead prefer to play the sport as his daughter, Emily Caldwin, who is at the Empress of Dunwall, the town where the events of Dishonored happened. Dunwall finds itself on top of things of a nefarious force, forcing you to travel on a journey to its surrounding isles, uncovering a sinister conspiracy. Dishonored 2 is great to play. Developer ARKHAM has managed a fine balance between accessibility for newcomers while keeping fans intrigued for another round. Number 4. Minecraft. Across the spectrum of games, the enormously successful Minecraft both defines and dominates a category of its own. It has no story, no particular genre, no characters, no dramatic cutscenes, and graphics that could politely be called retro. Instead, Minecraft lets you shape the blocky world around you with your digital hands and has proved surprisingly compelling to a legion of fans. Because of its fun, creative play and the creations it has inspired, it is an extremely popular game and can easily be counted among the best PC games ever made. Number 3. The Elder Scrolls Online. Regardless of whether you assume the guise of an orc or an elf, Elder Scrolls Online is the story of an adventurer in search of his or her soul. It is a fitting setup for a beloved single-player franchise that finds itself taking its first shaky steps within the unfamiliar, massively multiplayer role-playing game genre. It takes a short time for the pieces to fall under place over the course of its 100-hour main story, but in time it delivers an experience that's a minimum of as deserving of the Elder Scrolls name as any of the 3 most up-to-date single-player games. It presents its own unique twists and cameos of important figures from Elder Scrolls lore, also as a final boss encounter that both exceeds the challenges of a number of the single-player games. Number 2. Rainbow Six Siege. In Rainbow Six Siege, small tactical choices always cause big consequences. Every round may be a new lesson in what you'll have done better, together with your mistakes, acting as a stern teacher. Taking these lessons to heart and adjusting your team's strategy accordingly keeps each match feeling fresh and exciting, and a drip feed of latest operators, loadouts, and skills constantly introduces new consideration. The joys of seeing your plan succeed, whether that's a set of traps that stops the enemy in their tracks, a well-placed breaching hole that sets the stage for an ambush, or 2 operators' abilities working together to tug the rug out from the opposing team, is what makes Siege not only a compelling shooter, but one of the simplest samples of teamwork, tactics, and crack shooting out there. Number 1. Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is the direct sequel to 2016's Doom. Developed by ID Software, Doom Eternal delivers the ultimate combination of speed and power, along with the next leap in push-forward first-person combat. As the Doom Slayer, you'll return to take your vengeance against the forces of hell. Set to an all-new pulse-pounding soundtrack composed by Mick Gordon, you fight across dimensions as you slay new and classic demons with powerful new weapons and abilities. If you liked this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos in the future. Also, hit the bell icon to stay up to date and be the first one to watch our latest videos.